We can say it.
A fucking trans woman walked in while I was butt naked. I grabbed my towel. I fucking showed discomfort, and she looked at me and she said, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Actually, I'm not. There's been men coming in and out of the restroom, and it's just been traumatizing. Is it okay if you just step out while I'm getting dressed?" And she says to me, "I'm a woman." I said, "You're a woman?" So I say to him, "I'm sorry. If you're a woman, I apologize." And then he's like, "Nah, don't fucking talk to me. You lucky I don't see you outside of here."
No, now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay. Men, grown men with big dicks in the women's locker room. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know.
Hi, everybody. I was just watching the T.S. Madison's After Dark State of Emergency Transgender Emergency,
I'm late, I'm colored.
with a whole host of panels of non-binary and trans women of color. And the clip that I just showed you was what the topic was about, a cisgendered woman who everybody was calling a brick. Was in a bathroom yelling at a transgendered woman who wasn't really femme presenting enough for her to feel comfortable in that space, and the whole thing just spiraled and went out of control. So go back and take a look at the whole entire thing. I think Bree did a very good job of breaking down
Wasn't we just telling
the
this
phobias behind,
transphobia?
you know, the hate for transgender people. I definitely felt sad for the person who was the victim of that lady's rant and attack. Clearly she has an issue with trans people that she can call out. In the panel, I think a lot of the conversation just really resounded around appearance and who looks femme presenting and who looks femme passing, and you know, all of the things, which the only thing I personally could say about that is, you know, those who appear feminine in the face, not necessarily the body, can slide through society a lot easier than those who have very masculine features, and that's including cisgendered straight women who get attacked and often murdered for not being femme presenting in society, even though that's their genetics. They're genetically made like that, and that's just the way they look. They often look dark skinned like me with hard features. I've been called brick and all kinds of things, but that isn't how I walk the earth. I've walked the earth very much, you know, in limbo for the first 30 years of my life, where people didn't know what the hell was going on, but most of the times they thought I was a girl. Imagine that. And so I really enjoyed all of the different nuances around, you know, feminine features, when I just thought the conversation probably been more about the hatred of trans people, because the video definitely showed this woman angry at transgendered people, a person, and going and just spiraling out at the very end of the video around a bunch of people in Los Angeles, of all places, a very, you know, safe haven for transgendered people, as far as I thought. But as things have changed, somebody needs to let me know. But I always thought I've been there and I didn't feel out of place. I felt right at home there, walking the streets of, you know, West Hollywood. And from, you know, Pasadena all through Glendale, I've been all through there. And it was very much people up in my face being very friendly, and nobody was misgendering me. And I pretty much, you know, felt safe. I didn't feel unsafe there. I would have loved to have been like on that panel just to talk about, you know, workplace discrimination is something that I experienced many times in my life, and continuously under this administration. I've, you know, lost 2 jobs based on just colorism. And so it's like you have the duality of being a black person and being transgender and being dark skinned and having other dark-skinned people who fall under the alphabet, and those straight people judge and criticize and don't affirm you all the time. So it's a hard road to navigate a lot of the time. So if you guys get a chance and you want to know more about my stories and stuff like that, you can always go to my channel. It's Princess Ariel M at YouTube. I'm Ariel ME1313 on the TikTok. Check out my TikTok showcase gallery as well. I'm on Instagram as Tumundo de Salinas. I also have an Emmy Ariel page over there, and I have about 5 pages over there, so forget it. And if you're on Facebook, I really don't use Facebook, but it's Ariel Emmy as well. So I'm everywhere and anywhere. I'm on Substack, I'm on Fanbase, I'm on all social media everywhere, and I do post on all those places. Some more than others, but I do post still on all those platforms. So please go and check out my channels. I do need support just like everybody else. I am just going to say less about, the whole situation. I do recommend everybody go and check it out. Like I said, I do think that Bree made some very valid points. Some of the other people, not so much, but that's okay. It's still worth listening to. Everybody has their own opinions and their own feelings. And we all have to live on this rock together, regardless of what our thinking patterns and thought patterns are as a community. I think it was good fodder for the ratings for T.S. Madison and all those people. They seem to come together on the Olay Show and all these other different popular LGBT trans platforms. I've not had that luck just because I think I'm not attractive, and people, when you don't look a certain way, they don't want to fuck with you, and I'm okay with that. I feel like God is going to send me the people who need to be around me, and those who don't, I'm okay. I'll rather walk this earth alone and live in my truth, as opposed to have someone tell it for me and tell me how I should walk or how I shouldn't walk, because at the end of the day, it's my heart that's pumping the blood in this body. So I know my story, and I know how I walk this earth, and I know the things that I've been through, and God saved me from suicide. So I just want people to know that this is not a joke. Being trans is real. A lot of us don't have a support group like this panel of friends and people who support each other. I've talked to Bree before. I've winked at T.S. Madison before. I've winked at Dominique, no response. So it is what it is. I just don't think I'm pretty enough for them type of people. And there's a lot of narcissism amongst them. So, and I don't want to go over the list of all. I wouldn't say all of them are narcissistic, but I would say half that panel is up there. It's got a little narcissism going on, but that's okay. It comes with the territory. I understand it. We all have a little narcissism in us, I guess, at the end of the day. I don't feel bad about my journey and how I came about finding out and figuring it out for myself. It took 30 years. And those stories are there. If you want to go look at some of my story, I have it all, sorted out. And you can find my stories. It's just under my stories in my playlist. And you can go through all of them and watch them, and you can just see what the hell happened. But I don't know any of them girls, their life story and stuff like that, and how they became trans, or how they walked into their trans. And I just know we all get there at some point, and all of our stories are different, and who we date and all that. It could be all over the divorce. There are trans people who date women. And so just for them to say that all of them just like men, that's a lie. Damn well Caitlyn Jenner ain't dating no damn men. She's still dating women, and she is trans. There are cross-dresser men out there who date women and are in relationships. I've seen them. I've met them. They've been up in my face with their sexual kinks. I don't consider them trans. Maybe they fall under the non-binary space, but that is not what trans is about. You're not getting your sexual kinks as a trans person. Or maybe you are, but that isn't your reason for transitioning. I always thought it was because you didn't identify with what you was assigned at birth. That's what it was for me from the door. So I know that I was trans from birth, because that's the way the little black community I grew up in was pretty much annexing and Xing my ass out from very beginning as a little bitty kid that was not jiving with those feminine qualities that I naturally came with. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. I know if you step on people's toes and hurt their feelings, but that's just the truth. And those are black people. I can't say anything about fucking white people because I didn't grow up around them. I grew up around people who look like me, dark-skinned black people. I don't be looking at them light-skinned people and them mixed-race people on all that shit the same, because it's not the same. They just have a black father and a parent of another race. You're still a human being at the end of the damn day. But people keep breaking themselves down into little pieces and dissecting each other, and you know, coming up with these little theories and thought and smoking. Stop smoking that shit. It's got y'all brain fucked up. You're already fucked up in the head at some point, and then you just add into it with the chemical imbalance that you're putting in it on your head. You have time to sit around and think about shit. You think too fucking much. Damn. Let people live and exist the way that they need to live and exist. If they in your doorstep and in your house and in your environment fucking up your day, why do you even care? That would be my question. Why do you care? And back to that conversation, and roll it back to the woman who was in there spiraling out in the bathroom. Yeah, she looked kind of masculine to me. I wouldn't call her a brick, because at the end of the day, she is a real woman. She's a cisgender woman, but she's just as in much danger in a bathroom as that not so much passing white person was as well. But she's more in danger because she's black. That's the conversation people need to have. How do black women feel safe in their dark skin and their masculine bodies that they have, but they're able to have babies and give birth? That would be that nobody on that panel was giving that scenario. And I was just like, you're missing the whole thing. That is a real woman who can have babies that looks very masculine and very manly. And she's yelling at another trans person who's not really passing so much, who's white. And that's a whole nother topic, because we're living in a country where your skin color matters right now. I live in Arkansas, and we have a whole town over here, several probably whole towns up near the Ozarks, where your skin color is a thing. So, like I said, I didn't want to keep going on and on, but please like, share, follow, leave a comment. Check out T.S. Madison After Dark, her state of emergency for trans. I really enjoyed it, and I just want to say thank you guys for listening. Bye.